Hey guys, this is Dan from Red Dragon, and I'm going to talk to you about our Escalation League for Warhammer 40k 11th edition. So, it's very simple. First of all, you sign up on BCP. It is $25 to enter the league. Or you purchase any combat patrol, we're going to give you free entry. Now, with the combat patrol, the new starter edition of Warhammer 40k has 2 combat patrols. So if you're going to purchase that new edition, you're also good to get in for free. That being said, you just need to start with a combat patrol. So from here, we got a couple different milestones, and you can check out on our Discord. So by May 15th, everyone should have their first 500 points purchased. And I know this is coming up quickly, but we're giving lots of leeway for everybody, so that way you have a chance to buy and build and paint and so on and so forth. Now, just because you purchased off of us to get the free entry doesn't mean that you can't just go purchase somewhere else as well. So the goal is that by June 1st, you'll have your first 500 points built. Now, a lot of us, we can just grab a combat patrol. We take a weekend, when we have our weekend off, just build the whole thing. You can absolutely do this, but again, we want to give lots of extra time for people who need to source a combat patrol that maybe is a little harder to get. They produced a lot of them that are one print only, so we don't even have access to them. If you find it, you're good to go, as long as you have those contents. Next, the next milestone is June 15th. So from this, you have your 500 points, which we're hoping you'll have painted to a very basic level. I will have lots of demonstrations coming up of what a basic level is, but this is basically battle ready. So battle ready, what that requires is that every part of your model has been painted and there's something on your base. So if you have pouches on the belt, each pouch must be painted. If you have a mask, the eye sockets must be painted. If you have face, you have to have flesh tones on stuff. So you can phone it in a little bit, but if you just spray a rattle can, this is not going to cut it. You're going to actually have to go in and paint stuff. But again, this is over the entire summer, so you'll have lots of opportunity to do this, and we're only asking for the most basic. So 1 paint coat on everything, and you are good to go. From there, you should be working on your first upgrade. The upgrades are laid out in our players pack for this. So these are going to be in 250 point chunks. And if you have extra points, let's say one of them is buy a monster or vehicle. My monster costs 190 points. That's fine. You have 60 points that carries over into whatever else you buy, because we're still going to have that threshold. The thing is, to complete this, all you need to do is have 1 monster or vehicle built, purchased, and painted. The other 60 points, you don't have to worry about that stuff, because that's not required to get you the checkbox that you have done this week. Starting July 1st, and every 2 weeks afterwards, you have 1 game. So starting July 1st, you'll be at 750 points. So this is generally combat patrol plus your 1 upgrade. So let's just say myself, I'm playing Black Templars. With Black Templars, if I want to take the combat patrol and then add in 1 repulsor executioner, that is my 750 points. And so my goal is to have this built and painted to a very bare minimum by July 1st. Now every 15 days, basically to make it easy, so by July 15th, we're now going to be looking at having our second game. So BCP is used just to match people up. So by July 15th, we'll be posting our second one. So you should be looking at having your second game, and you're going to be looking at your 3rd force upgrade. So when you play your first game, essentially you're going to have your second upgrade. So first one's built and painted, ready to play with. Second one is going to be on the hobby desk. And as you add one in, you get a new one for the hobby desk. So this lands out until August 31st, which at the end of August 31st, you should have 5 games and a full 2,000 point army. From there, we haven't announced the date yet because it's a little far off, but we're going to be planning a tournament. So everyone gets to play their 2,000 points, whatever they did. And then, based on whatever milestones you get, you will get a rewards for in those games to play it fun. This is pure narrative fun. Our goal here is simple. You guys want to get into the game. We have lots of people interested. So, start with a combat patrol. You add 250 points every 2 weeks. You slowly build and paint. By the end of the summer, you have a fully built army. The best way to jump in with the new edition is to dive in, slowly build something up, and by the end of the summer, you've built yourself an army. From there, you can add more stuff, and we'll be looking at other Escalation League options. But for first-time players, this is the perfect spot to get in. Now, I will point out, winning, losing, doesn't matter. Playing your game on time does. And so we have a reward system. And so part of that reward system, I'm just gonna pull it up on my computer over here. So every 2-week period, you're allowed to do one thing on our extras board, which means you get store credit at the end of the event. So as long as every 2 weeks you do something. So for an example, first week is spend $50 in hobby supplies here at Red Dragon, and you played your one game, and you've added your extra force in, and it's bare minimum, you get store credit. Sure, it might not seem like much, but once you've done all of this at the end of the summer, we will be giving you store credit, which will be $50 to $75 worth of store credit, which you can use on whatever you want, so you can even get you into like the next leagues and things like that. So come down, join in, again, buy a combat patrol, you get in for free, but if you have one purchased somewhere else, $25 gets you in. Our goal is you pay $25 in. If you check everything off, you walk out with $50 store credit. The only thing is you have to keep yourself honest and say, hey, every 2 weeks, I need to do a thing. Meanwhile, we have our Discord, which we'll provide the link for. And in our Discord, lots of other people are playing this. We've got about 30 people already. So you can kind of keep pace with each other and say, hey, what are you working on this day? What are you working on this day? And being summer holidays, we'll have hobby days where you'll be able to come down, hang out, and just paint stuff all together. Hey guys, this is Dan from Red Dragon Comics. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Plus, give us a couple comments.
It's Red Dragon Games. The channel is Red Dragon Games.
The store is Red Dragon Comics.
Red Dragon Comics.
Damn it.